Hi, Dr. Windisch from Sparks Pediatric and Adolescent Medicine here. Welcome to our video series for parents. Remember that these videos don't replace visits with your physician. If we can help you here, we'd be more than happy to see you. Same day, 775-359-7111. We hope this helps you to understand a few things. Today what we want to talk about is what to do for children who are overweight. The obesity epidemic here in the United States has reached tremendous proportions and from a public health standpoint is becoming flat out frightening. But there are a few things we can do for it. Most of this is behavioral modification, however. There is no magic pill to help with obesity. There is also no food fairy. If your child is overweight, they are consuming more calories than they are expending. And I do hear this all the time, but my child doesn't eat anything. If they are overweight, they are expending more calories than they are consuming. Are consuming more calories than they are expending. Period. Plain and simple. And that is a very common situation. But what about hormones? If your child is on the tall side and overweight, that is from too many calories. Everything that endocrinologically causes you to be overweight also makes you short in stature. Thyroid disease, cortisol levels make you short and heavy, not tall and heavy. So most of these children are tall. If your child is one of these, they are eating more than they are expending, period. So what are some things we can do? Well, number one, watch for the drinkable calories. Most of these children are drinking way too many calories. Fruit juice should be eliminated. It is almost pure sugar. There's almost no health benefit to it. Take a multivitamin instead. Multivitamins are calorie-free. Fruit juice, depending on the fruit juice, etc., can be up to 100 calories per 4-ounce serving. Soda is not a health food. It shouldn't be part of a young child's diet. If your child has weight issues, eliminate it. Milk should be limited to 16 ounces per day, and some of the health reasons for that. For some of the health reasons for that, I'm going to reference you back to our video on cow's milk. There's a whole bunch of reasons besides obesity why that should be limited, and it should be skim milk. If your child won't drink skim milk, we can probably negotiate that down to 1 or 2% milk, but it should definitely not be whole milk if your child is overweight. Your child should bring his lunch to school. School lunch programs in general are high in calories. Even if your school district is experimenting with the healthier food choices, the healthier food programs are still anything but healthy. They still consist mostly of chicken nuggets. Oh, they're baked instead of fried, but they still typically have skin on them. They still typically consist of pizza. Oh, they use low-fat mozzarella instead of high-fat mozzarella. But it's still anything but health food. And many school lunch programs allow the children to choose a la carte what they're going to receive for their lunch. If you pack it, you can control the portions, you can control the type of foods, and you can control the drinks as well. Pack your child's lunch. As far as exercise goes on the expenditure end, you really need to limit the television viewing, and that includes all handheld video games, that includes computer time, that includes PlayStation, etc. It needs to be limited to 1.5 hours a day. Your child needs to be outside every day exercising, rain or shine, 30 minutes a day. But it's cold, you tell me. I have a friend who's from Finland. And I asked her, friend who shall remain nameless because she was a student here, what do kids in Finland do when it snows, since it's dark and snowy most of the winter with feet of snow? I said, how do you get around in Finland? She said, we put on studded tires on our bicycles. Okay? If they can ride their bike in Finland, you can be out in the snow. Shovel the snow. Have your kid shovel the snow. It's okay for him or her to shovel snow. A little bit of work never hurt anybody, and they will burn a tremendous number of calories. I go scuba diving year-round, and I have pictures of me hauling my gear through 4-foot, 6-foot, 8-foot berms of snow. If I can dive in it, you can go sledding in it. Happens to be fun, and it burns calories. Don't like to sled? Go hiking. go snowshoeing, walk around the neighborhood. It's okay. It's called a coat. It won't hurt you. If you dress warmly, you'll be fine. Next number on this list, and probably the most important piece of advice for exercise, get the televisions out of your child's bedroom. Your child doesn't need a TV set of any sort. But he never watches TV in there, I hear. If he never watches TV in his room, then he won't mind it being removed from his room. Bedroom should be used for sleeping and homework. And that is it. Don't allow your child to eat anywhere except for at the kitchen table. That's another piece of advice. We're not talking about starving your child, but they're not allowed to eat in front of the TV. This helps with cleanup. There won't be crumbs throughout the house. This also helps with obesity. When patients are watching television, they're so engrossed in what they're doing, they tend to eat more than if they eat sitting at the table. As far as portioning of food during a meal, we don't want your child starving. We don't want your child hungry. However, children who have difficulty with portion control, an adult should prepare their portions. They can sit and consume it. And they should take no less than 15 minutes to do so. At the end of that, if they're still hungry, set a timer for 10 minutes. When that timer goes off, if your child is still hungry, then an adult can prepare a second portion of food that's half the size of the first plate. And the child can consume that. Again, should take no less than 15 minutes. Set another timer for 10 minutes at the end of that. If the child is still hungry, they can have a third portion, and the process repeats itself with a timer each time, and do it with a timer. You have to be obsessive about this. If you just kind of watch your watch or kind of watch the clock, the child won't be waiting long enough between portions. This allows your child's stomach and brain to get up in sync with one another. This also serves the purpose that if your child's really not hungry, they'll get bored and they'll move on. If they're hungry, they'll stick around and they'll eat. Watch the desserts, watch the cookies, watch the fast food. There's very little that's healthy at a fast food restaurant. There are some healthy choices at fast food restaurants, but children are not making these choices. Nothing should be supersized. And try to stay out of fast food restaurants no more than once a week. If you're going much more than that, you're going to have difficulty. The food is all very calorically dense, and again, it's about food calories in versus calories expended. If you're eating those calories, you've got to be working out really hard to burn them off, and it's not easy. It's easier to just not consume those calories in the first place. My last big piece of advice, no skip meals. You say, wait, but you've been saying cut down on the calories. If your body thinks it's going to hibernate like a bear, it packs on weight. This is the fastest way to gain weight, especially as an adult. You reset your metabolism. Stay away from starvation. Eat at least 3 meals a day. Most physical trainers and gyms will tell you you need to eat 5 meals a day. Your total number of calories should not go up. They need to be divided among those 5 meals. But at the very least, you need to be eating 3 meals. If you're skipping breakfast, you're going to gain weight. I hope this helps. This one is difficult, and this one's something that there's no magic pill for. I can't make it go away. You can. This is Dr. Kevin Windisch. If we can help you here, give us a call at 359-7111. We'll see you next time.